Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So Jews in Europe are not safe. Remember that? Never forget, never forget. Well, they've forgotten. Well before this, while I was researching my book, Deconstructing Social Justice, available on Amazon, read it, I was looking at the case of the Jews in Europe. Jews in Europe are fleeing. France, Britain, Belgium, all over Western Europe, the Jews are fleeing. Why? Because they're being attacked, subject to merciless, racist attacks by Muslims. I have said this. I have Muslim friends. My argument isn't against Muslims as individuals. I don't know what constellation of beliefs they actually hold. My argument is with Islam. Islam is utterly incompatible with Western civilization, or dare I say civilization. Islam is civilizational barbarism. Let's get this straight. Islam, doctrinally, is inherently expansionistic, right? There will be war until you submit to Islam. Islam means submission, right? It's expansionistic, it's genocidal. It absolutely cannot tolerate to live with Jews, with Christians, with Buddhists, with Hindus. It cannot. Clash of civilizations. Samuel Huntington. He shows you the data, and it's unambiguous. Each of these religious communities can live beside one another far more peacefully than any of them can with Islam. So, Amsterdam. Jews and Israelis attending a soccer match. An Israeli team was playing a orchestrated, coordinated pogrom, right? Absolute chasing Jews and Israelis, citizens through the streets, swarms of these Muslim men. Many of them are on scooters so they can punch, kick, throw rocks at, hit people in the head with rocks, or throw them in the canals, and then sneak off on their scooters like the little rats they are. Well, I guess rats can't ride scooters. Well, maybe they can, right? Because it just happened in Amsterdam. Absolutely horrific. These are pitiless monsters. And it's Islam, right? These people have been brought up in this poisonous ideology. You can take small numbers of Muslims and integrate them into the communities. When you have hundreds of thousands of these people coming in, they don't integrate, right? They continue to feed off of this poisonous ideology. This is, I think, the 85th, 86th anniversary of Kristallnacht. That's right, when fascists and anti-Semites in Germany, Austria, and the German parts of Czechoslovakia, about 90 Jews were beaten to death, murdered in cold blood. Kristallnacht, that comes from the smashing of windows, like crystal. All the glass stores were looted and destroyed, people beaten to death on the street. Yeah, what a way to celebrate or commemorate Kristallnacht. Depends, I guess, which side you're on, whether you're celebrating it or memorializing it. Well, we know which side these fascists for Islam are on. Absolutely horrific. Most of these people who were arrested were subsequently released within hours. And the police don't really know if there's going to be more attacks. They should have kept those suspects in there, interrogated them, and find out what further planning might be afoot. Absolutely outrageous. So now, of course, my speech for Islamophobia, because, after any, major terrorist attacks, Charlie Hebdo, you need to be warned about Islamophobia. So here's my warning. Islamophobia is ideological nonsense. Islam is cancer. And there needs to be mass deportations. Said this on a couple of videos. Somebody's banging on my apartment door. I'm like, yeah? Oh, crowds chasing me this street and they're going to kill me. Can you let me in? And I'm like, I guess so. Because I see some crowd running through the streets. I let you in. You sit your ass down on my sofa and I say, because I'm a nice guy, can I get you a cup of coffee? And you're like, yeah, sure. So I trot off to the kitchen to make you a coffee. And I come back and you got a gas can and you're pouring it on my sofa and about to set it aflame. I am going to pitch your ass out the door, and I don't care what happens to you. It's not my problem. Same is true with these people, purportedly, fleeing from the tyranny of Islam, although they bring that tyranny of Islam with them. That's one thing they don't forget when they're packing their bags. So I don't care if they will suffer persecution back home. It is not my problem. You come to Western civilization, you want to bring this barbaric ideology with you, support terrorism, attack Jews in the street, out you go. Not my problem what happens to you once you get on the other side. And this is happening across Western Europe, happening in Canada, happening in the United States. Yes, we've had honor killings here in Canada, in the United States, all across Western Europe, genital mutilation, terrorist attacks, you name it. And number one victims of hate crimes in the United States, it's Jews. It's Jews. It's not blacks. And don't for a minute think that there were MAGA supporting, MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters in Amsterdam attacking Jews. Wasn't. And leftists support this radical ideology. It's the Green Islam Red Coalition, right? Awful. Why? Because they both want to tear down Western civilization. Absolute nonsense. This ideology is poisonous, and this is yet another shameful episode in Western European history, failing to protect the Jews. Never forget, right? Anyways, thanks so much for your time and attention. And yes, I pulled down the veil on the tyranny that is Islam, and no one was more shocked than I was to discover the absolute truth. You are being lied to, not a peaceful religion. It's been a 1,400-year horror show. And also on this poisonous, woke Marxist ideology. That's, the social justice delusion. They're ideologues. They are fascists for social justice. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and attention. You like the video, drop a thumbs up. Gratifies my fragile male ego. And please do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon, any format you care to choose. And yeah, it's not important because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. Thanks so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.